This is J&J, Joel.
Jenny.
We are your commercial and residential advisors and all-around baddies, and today we're going to be speaking about owner-user versus investor in the retail asset class sector.
Stay till the end and see which one fits you best.
So Jenny, would you be able to explain to us what an owner-user is?
Of course, owner-user buys commercial properties and operate their own business in. For example, nail salon, restaurants, clothing business. So that is the example of owner-user. Now, Joel, can you go into details of how retail investors?
Yes, definitely. So a retail investor, instead of looking for a single property, single unit property, they're going to be looking more for a retail strip. They want a diversity of tenants that are paying rent. So instead of looking for one space, they're looking for one space with multiple tenants, such as the restaurant, such as the nail salon, such as the boutique. So they want all of that to make sure they're paying rent, because he's looking to, I keep saying rent over and over and over, and I know you guys are tired of it. But that is very important to a landlord. Make sure you guys are paying rent. But the other aspect that he's also looking at is to make sure that the property is appreciating, so it's gaining value year over year. So that is also important to them.
Now that is the difference between owner-user and retail investors.
That's correct.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're gonna go into pros and cons of owner-user and retail investors. Owner-user advantage, you build equity while avoiding rent, and also you can customize your space of operation and potential tax benefit as well. That is the advantage of being an owner-user. And also then there's a challenge as well for being an owner-user. You would have to put a large amount of investment, and also real estate is tied up your capital, and also market condition is still affect your asset value as well. That is the pros and cons of being an owner-user. Now, Joel, how about being a retail investor? Pros and cons.
Yes, guys. So some of the pros of being a retail investor is that it can be completely passive or semi-passive. For example, you're not actually working it. Other people are working and paying you the rent, as I mentioned in the earlier segment, where I said rent like 1,000,000 times. That's a very, very passive business. The next part to it is you can actually diversify your income, because you can buy different properties in different markets, Dallas market, Fort Worth market, Frisco market. So you can actually diversify. You're not stuck in one location. And then probably the last one is you can scale it up. You can start off with a small retail center, like a Class C that's very small, run down, have that for a couple of years, build it back up, and then start buying newer buildings until you finally get to a point where you can do like a Class A, which is like a brand new development, and you can charge premium rents for those spaces. So that's gonna let you scale up and build more money, more wealth, I guess you could say. Now, some of the challenges is you're gonna have to have a property management company in place that's gonna help you manage all these locations, and management can kill wealth if they're not doing their job. So you still have to be involved, you still have to be overseeing these people, make sure they're doing a good job with your properties, right? With the maintenance, keeping costs down and all that stuff. Now, problem with that is, as Jenny mentioned earlier, the market condition affects your bottom line. For example, if the market starts to crumble, your tenants may not be able to pay rent, so you're gonna have a lot of vacancies. So as vacancies increase, guess what? Your costs are still there, and you don't have any income coming in. You still have to pay for the building, regardless if it's 100% leased out or only one tenant in the building. Like you still have to pay for all of that. So that could affect you a lot. So as an investor, you have to make sure that your properties are always, whatever your threshold is, right? 80, 90, 95, 99% lease stock. You always try to hit those numbers. So that's some of the pros and cons of being an investor.
Pros and cons of being an investor and owner user.
So yeah, guys, now I'm going to be shifting a little bit more to the local DFW market. So as an owner user, you're most likely going to be looking for a location that fits your business type. So if you're looking for high traffic counts, you're going to be looking into Highland Park, Deep Ellum, that's in the Dallas area. Fort Worth side, you're probably looking at Magnolia, things of that nature, right? So you want that traffic count, you want that established market. As an investor, there's going to be two types. There's going to be your conservative one that's probably going to be looking in the same markets as the owner user, just because they're a little bit more conservative. And you can have your risk takers. Now your risk takers are fun because they're going to be betting it all on Universal Studios near Frisco, right? That's a whole new development. They're predicting there's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of people coming in from different states, maybe like California, New York and stuff like that. They're going to settle in that area. So they're banking on that. So they're willing to go out there, if they're big enough to build, those Class A properties out there and get established over there. And they're gonna hold those properties till things level out. And then they're either gonna sell it or they're gonna keep it. But most likely they'll probably sell because they want that cash to go build more properties. At that point, after a certain point, you kind of become a developer. So that's kind of more the DFW market. Obviously, it's going to differ from whatever area, from whatever place you're watching this.
Yep, that's right. Hi guys, that is it about owner user and retail investors. If any of this fits your needs, reach out to us, Joelle and Jenny.
Alrighty guys, help us. If you have any other questions, just follow up. Our information is going to be somewhere in this general area. Right here, somewhere right here.
That's it.
Alright, bye guys, take care, have a good
Peace.
day.